Hello, everybody. This is Guy Fraker, Chief Innovation Officer at Insurance Thought Leadership, and recently had the opportunity to present on a NAMIC webinar, and I thought I'd just share a short bit of that information with you. Hope you find it useful. So, how are insurers as an industry reacting to some of this? What you have on this spider chart is the industry broken down into three tiers. You've got insurers over 10 billion of premium, insurers at 1 to 10 billion of premium, and insurers at a billion and less. And then you have known innovation best practices. So let's start. Believe technology is significantly impacting the business. There's pretty strong alignment among the three tiers that is in fact happening. Next, companies who responded, and this was research completed by Insurance Thought Leadership and the institutes, who have labeled innovation, the general concept, as a top priority. So we all know that if it's not a top priority, that means challenges with funding and resources. And we see this huge decline. But a significant number of companies have indicated that they have an innovation strategy. Less so at the what we would call tier 3 or a billion and under companies, but still that's a jump from those who see it as a top priority. Good news is a lot of companies in the tier 1 and tier 2 space, not so much in tier 3, have a team dedicated to innovation. Now, in our definition of a team, it doesn't require a lot of resources, and starting out with a team of 2 is perfectly reasonable. And so we see a higher number in the tier 1, tier 2. There's pretty much uniformity that the workforce is encouraged to participate in innovation among those companies that have a strategy. And then here's where we see a really significant drop-off, uniformly among all companies. Workforce is rewarded to participate. Now, let me say up front, cash compensation is, in my practice, past 12 years of coaching companies on innovation, the last tool to draw out of the bag. It's amazing how strong a recognition a simple thank you note is for submitting an idea, or transparency so that people know that ideas and concepts aren't just falling into a black hole. Leadership's confidence that the workforce has the skill set to be innovative is a big drop-off. And I will say, in my experience working with carriers, this turns out to be the least accurate assumption. In other words, companies absolutely have the skill set to be successful in the space of innovation. Now, where we talk about what's a priority, it's no surprise the majority of companies are starting by looking at internal efficiency gains, core innovation, otherwise known as digital transformation. There is a misperception that tends to be low-hanging fruit, when in fact, internally focused projects are an open invitation for the culture to come in and slow things down. A real bright spot here is that a number of companies across all three tiers are looking at developing new products. And then a small number of companies, relative to the industry size, are involved in actual venture capital. And given that the industry traditionally has not had a lot of expertise in this area, this is no surprise. Now, if it's not a top priority, if there isn't a strategy that takes into account building constraints that drive innovation, not inhibit it, and given workforce may not really be that encouraged to participate, it's no surprise in a survey by AM Best that where companies are the least satisfied is in three areas: achieving returns, commercializing ideas on the back end, so they go through the trouble of capturing ideas and then commercializing those seems to be a struggle. And then we go down to idea management, and implementation. So here is a data point, again from an AM Best survey and research, that pushing things out the backside of innovation is a real challenge. And I will say that in absent of some of the upfront planning and taking into account the landmines and tripwires of innovation early on in the planning and development of a strategy, it's no surprise that having success at commercialization can be a real challenge. We at Insurance Thought Leadership are offering a complimentary assessment of existing innovation systems and innovation strategies. Also, you can reach me by guy@insurancethoughtleadership.com. Under my name, Guy Fraker. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn.